We've seen an absolutely beautiful comeback over the last couple of weeks, with most of crypto and Bitcoin included rushing to $50,000 per coin. But some people are starting to wonder, where could crypto be going from here? Are we likely to see new all-time highs, or is all this progress going to crash to nothing? But of course, we know that predicting market trends like this is very difficult, if not impossible. However, it's important to remember that it's not timing the market that matters, it's time in the market. Shout out Warren Buffett. What is going on, guys? Kyle of Finance Bro here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, like I said, we're going to be going over my top 3 cryptocurrencies for the month of April. If you guys haven't already, I want to recommend you pick up a free stock with the amazing brokerage app Public. Public.com is a social investing network app that allows you to see what other people are buying and selling in both stock and crypto markets. When you use our link, sign up and deposit at least $1 when you make a new account, you guys will get a free stock that could be worth up to $1,000 right now. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into these cryptocurrencies for the month of April. Now, the first coin we're going to be talking about today is Helium. Now, Helium is essentially a decentralized wireless network. What they're trying to do is basically revolutionize and, of course, further the overall process and the development of getting wireless connection to lower powered devices. Some examples of these lower powered devices include GPS trackers, pet trackers, and even weather meters. These are, of course, things that only really need to transmit a small amount of data to begin with. One of the main reasons they do this is that the Helium team currently sees wireless connection as being far too inefficient and far too slow. It uses way too much power, and it doesn't supply enough power to smaller devices that transmit a lot less data. Now, their plans on fixing this are actually fascinating, because what they're currently doing is running a network of a variety of different hotspots that will essentially act as their personal network. Basically, all you had to do was order a Helium miner from Helium, and they would send it to you. You put it in your window and you use it as a hotspot. This hotspot would essentially allow them to expand their overall network across a huge area of customers, and of course, as well, you would be mining Helium, which is the native token to Helium, the project. It's a very fascinating thing where they basically have all kinds of different ways that users themselves can not only make money and earn Helium by, of course, participating in the active development of that network, but you also can be a part of the project's overall development as well and make money at the same time. Now, if you wanted to order one of these Helium miners, it's going to take you a very long time. The shipping times are absolutely insane right now. They're back ordered like crazy. So obviously, one of the better moves, I think, at this point is to just buy the native token itself. Helium's native token is called HNT. When you buy this token, you're essentially betting on the overall growth and expansion of this specific network and where it's going to go in the future. In my mind, I see this really expanding more and more and more, and I think that their business model is a fascinating one that's only going to facilitate further growth in the future. At a $2.9 billion market cap, I think this is incredibly undervalued at these current levels, and I'm very excited to see where Helium goes in the future. And if you guys actually want to know when I'm buying Helium and all these other cryptocurrencies, get a notification sent straight to your phone as well. Hit that second link down in the description below and get signed up with our private Discord so you get access to our buy and sell alerts. Now, on the next coin that we're going to be talking about today is, of course, none other than Quant. Quant is a very interesting project. This is something that they have been working on for quite some time, and their overall goal is to essentially make blockchains interoperable. This basically means that blockchains can essentially communicate with each other. And now you're probably thinking, well, aren't there other cryptocurrencies or projects in general that already do this to begin with? And of course there are. This is a very diverse and huge variety mixed overall market, but I want to get into the special things that makes Quant, well, special. Now, Quant Network was actually created by a guy named Gilbert Veridan. He is an incredibly smart man. This man has been everywhere and in between as far as overall public business goes and private sectors. He has done it all. He also created the blockchain standard, which is basically a unique set of rules and standards that almost 60 countries around the world all have to follow. Now, his solution to all this is actually very interesting. He basically thinks that with interoperable blockchains, and when another blockchain joins a network, a basically new bridge essentially has to be formed, and you're not getting a very seamless product if you don't have a bridge formed in the first place. Gilbert saw this unique issue and decided to take action and create this specific project, a true way to create interoperable blockchains that will communicate with each other and essentially have inter access. Now, what's even more fascinating about this is that if you look at Quant's overall structuring, they don't even have a blockchain. You might be thinking, what do you mean they don't have a blockchain? And hear me out. They are essentially operating as a network operating service, one that basically facilitates all these different connections between other blockchains while not really having one to begin with themselves, which I think makes a lot of sense as far as their overall role in this. One of the big applications that people keep talking about with this specific coin is its potential for financial institutions, things like banks, investment banks, or even Federal Reserves. I'd argue that Quant right now is incredibly undervalued and something that I'm definitely looking into. Now, Quant has done very very, very well over the last couple of months and even the last year. We've seen some incredible prices be hit by it, but again, we have pulled back significantly since then, and I think that we can see a future run here in the relative future. Either way, this is a long-term hold for me, and that's something that I'm planning on selling anytime soon. So I'm a long-term holder, baby. Now, the last cryptocurrency I'm going to be talking about today is HBAR or Hashgraph. Now, HBAR is a fascinating project. It is said to be a alternative or basically a different option other than the current blockchain technology that we are all familiar with right now and what we all for the most part use. Now, Hedge tracks his transactions and of course overall transfers information through its own patent Hashgraph technology. Basically, they were like, hey, I think blockchains are good, but we could definitely make something better, faster, and more efficient. This consensus algorithm essentially works kind of like a wildfire. We all know, of course, how wildfires tend to, well, spread. The same theory applies, of course, in blockchains, and basically that you want this information or whatever it is you're trying to send over the blockchain to go as quickly as possible and spread throughout the network as fast as possible. We know that this can be difficult sometimes, but with the theory of HBAR, we basically can make that occur in mere seconds, milliseconds even, half the time. Now, what's interesting about HBAR is that they actually created something called the gossip model. The basic way that this works is that once you put a piece of information onto the blockchain, a random node is assigned to that piece of information and gets told that information, and then another node, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and so on and so forth. And because of this random sequence of nodes, it allows the information to get transferred so much quicker. Now, again, that's a huge oversimplification. Don't get me wrong. I'll probably make a HBAR explained video in the future so that way you guys aren't too lost on what I mean by that. Now, as far as beating other big cryptocurrencies, HBAR beats Bitcoin and Ethereum out of the water in terms of transactions per second at 10,000 versus 7 and 15 in transaction fees of 0.0001 compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, whose gas fees can range all the way up to $100 now, guys. Yeah, Ethereum's that expensive right now. Now, what's interesting about Hedera is that this is actually more of a centralized solution, not something that's more on the DeFi side of things that we see so many people talk about being a good thing. Again, take that with a grain of salt that you will. Some people are going to say that that's a really good thing for HBAR. Some people will say that that's a terrible thing for HBAR. In my opinion, I think it's a good thing. Again, even though a lot of people are in this community to begin with to get away from government regulation, I think that government regulation is not a bad thing for crypto. I think that the more government regulation we get for crypto, the more likely we are to see better implementation of rules, more clear structuring of what is allowed and what isn't allowed. And of course, with that, I think we will get more trustable projects, less rug pulls, and just in general, better projects. What's really cool about HBAR though is that they have a huge board of directors and they are governed so like a big business would be. Like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, a board of directors essentially guides the different decisions that go through HBAR. Overall, I think the coin has a lot of room to grow and of course become an amazing project in the future, and I'm very excited to see what HBAR does in that sense. Now, the reason I said that this coin is special is that because it's just that, it is special. This is one of my personal strong conviction plays, and if you actually look at my top 5 cryptocurrency holdings as far as what I consistently every single week put money into, whether it's up, down, sideways, or nowhere at all, this is one of them. In fact, this is the 5th place out of the 5 different coins that I actually invest in on a week-to-week basis, dollar cost averaging. And again, this crypto bull run is helping everything right now, pumping all these coins up to begin with, so that's nice as well. Again, if you guys want the chance to earn a free stock that could be worth up to $1,000, hit that first link down in the description below. It's a very limited time offer, guys, and I really recommend picking up that opportunity while you still can. And of course, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button so you guys never miss a new video that we post every single day. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.